Okay, welcome. This is 15th edition of Wild Outside, Wild Trails. I'm Randy with Wild Trails. Seth here with L2 Outside, thus the name, Wild Outside. Pretty clever. We are here at OddStory Brewing Company, super cool partners of us, but also the whole community. They allowing us to have this space every Monday, and they give us free beer. So if you have some cool wild outside stories, odd stories about anything in the outdoors, and you'd like to be a part of this podcast, just hit us up. info@wildtrails.org, and we can get you on. We'd love to talk to anybody that's got a cool story, especially if it's motivational, gets people out off the couch, outside, on trails, any kind of epic things you might want to talk about, bring it. So before we get to our really awesome guest, a couple things about Wild Trails. Thank you so much if you came to the first ever, and hopefully first of many, pint nights that we had here at OddStory last Thursday. Really turned out to be a great deal. We probably couldn't have put a whole lot more people in this place. It was packed. And we raised probably close to $3,000. That will probably, most of it, go to the Cumberland Trail and other trail projects we've got building. We just finished a really cool stairs and bridge project on Lower North Chick Creek. So that is cool stuff out on the trails. The next race coming up is Still Hollow. It's a half marathon and a 10K on August 4th. So super cool event. L2 got something coming up?
I would just like to give a quick plug for our inventory as far as paddleboards go. Our boat boards, gator shells have been kind of hard to get this whole year. They're new technology, harder construction. We're stocked to the gills on gator shells right now. We've got the last ship.
What do you call them? Gator shells?
Gator shells. It's kind of like a hardboard. You're probably familiar with them. Hardboard. They go in the water when you're paddling on performance-wise, they're very similar to a fiberglass board. Picking them up, they're a little bit heavier.
Sure.
But construction, they're around 7 times stronger than a fiberglass board. So you can put it in the normal nicks and dings that would, break your board that you'd have to take it to a fiberglass shop or learn how to attach it yourself. Yeah. They can withstand a whole lot more of that. So they're actually,
but it's not fiberglass. What is it made of?
They're not. It's like it's not epoxy. It's like a roto-molded almost like finish. I'm probably getting it wrong.
Is it on foam?
It is a foam core on the inside. Yes.
Sweet.
But they're really badass. So
is the one that you can put a motor on? Is that?
It is gator shell. Yeah,
nice.
That's why it's tougher and better for like creek clearing and things like that. But we have a full lineup of them right now, so you can check them out.
And you can thank me for being there to help you because
that's true.
Kat was there, and there was only 2 people there, and his semi, pulled up right when I pulled up. It's like starts unloading. I think we unloaded. It seems like 10 boards or something.
Really about 10. I think we got like 8 more today, so we're
nice, sweet. So Haley Swank is here with us. I will probably get this wrong, but she is the community outreach genius. Is your official title, right?
Close.
At REI. It's something genius or superstar or super person.
Super swanky.
So a little bit of bio on you. You've been to Chattanooga. You grew up here, but it's been a while, right?
Yes, I am from Chattanooga, born and raised in the area. Moved away, went to northern Michigan, so lived in the north for a long time. I made my way back in 2016, where I was able to work with Outdoor Chattanooga, the Gear Closet, Velo Coffee Roasters, and some other nonprofits. And then made my way to Greenville, South Carolina, to work with REI, and was able to come back to start here in Chattanooga with the new grand opening.
Sweet. Yeah. Super appreciative of REI. It's like before you even came to town, we were talking, and it was, we just bonded right off the bat. It's just a great relationship. And then they so graceful that gave us a $10,000 grant to build bridges for the Cumberland Trail, which we've committed to. The end goal is I want Wild Trails to basically be the caretaker of the last 100 miles of the Cumberland Trail. That's one of the biggest problems the Cumberland Trail has is once they get the trail built, they don't have a whole lot of caretakers. You get like the AT's got what do they call them? Ridge runners, I think. Mm-hmm. And people come from all over the country, and they make it's a big retreat for them. I'm going to go be a ridge runner on the AT for 3 weeks or whatever. And they're backed up. They're hammered with volunteers. They got plenty. And every other through hike trail that I've talked to, the people there are struggling hard to get volunteers. And you think about the Cumberland Trail, it really, if you look at the map, it's out in the middle of nowhere most of the time. And so thankful that this is the end terminus for it, and we've got a lot of great volunteers that would want to help, and we're starting to sign people up and everything. But that's our goal. We are building the next 12 miles, and then once we're done with that, we're probably going to be given the next section, which is 3 or 4 miles, and they don't even know how it's going to connect, so they're going to look at us to try to figure out all of it. So they are stressed with funding, like is every national and state park, and so man, I don't know if we'll get this trail opened in the next 5 years. That's their goal, mainly because they don't have the funding for these bridges. I mean, and a lot of them are pretty decent size, and sure, you could open up a trail without bridges, but especially with North Chick Creek that flows all year round, it really would kind of throw a wrench in the whole thing if it was open, and it wouldn't get the traffic it needs. I mean, any trail needs to get, somewhere. I mean, 100 people a week hiking on trail makes a big difference, as opposed to, if you got 5 people a week. So that's our goal, and thanks so much to REI for letting us probably be able to build. I'm guessing we can probably get 4 to 5 of these Hawthorne bridges in place. So, and there's probably about 8 creeks that still need bridges. So
that's when you guys finished up last week.
No,
down below the waterfall.
that was not one of them. That was not part of it. That was, if you have been on the whole North Chick Creek section, it's an 8-mile section. The infamous cable crossing is no more. We killed it last Saturday. This last Saturday, we tore the old ladder down. It was the most ridiculous thing ever. It's horrible. It's a cable crossing across a creek at the top of a waterfall. And these guys told me that 2 people have fallen off the waterfall. I mean, nasty, jagged rocks at the bottom. So if 2 people have fallen off, I can't imagine how many dogs have gone over. I mean, it's a horrible thing. So it goes around, scrambles on super slick rock, and you kind of have this flimsy cable. It's not really going to do much to save you. And then it goes down this super sketch ladder that I remember trying to get our dogs down that one day. It was horrible. Huge thanks to Mark Akers, who's one of the most awesome volunteers in about every way. He basically designed and built these stairs and a bridge. So now instead of going across the upper part and then down, and then the trail kind of went down a different direction, the bridge or the stairs go down, and you get to see the waterfall 2 different places, and then this beautiful bridge at the base of the waterfall. And it's a super cool spot because the waterfall is actually 2 creeks that join at the same spot. And it is gorgeous. It is one of the prettiest places on all of the Cumberland Trail that I've been on. So
how far from Chattanooga?
It is, it's the base of North Chickamauga Creek, so it's in Saudi Daisy, basically. And it is about a little less than 4 miles from that trailhead. So we're going to have a grand opening kind of deal. I think it's going to be a week from this coming Saturday.
And that's roughly 40 minutes from downtown, 45 minutes?
No, it's probably more like 20 minutes from downtown. So super, super cool spot. And that makes the second set of stairs that Mark's built. And there's one more ladder we have to deal with. And there's one really kind of tricky bridge we need to build over Cane Creek that he thinks he can do it with this Hawthorne. Hawthorne Bridge is kind of cool because it's arched on either side, and then it's got a span, so it forces it, because of the way it's arched, you don't need a center span. And so we think we'll be able to build a lot of these in the shop or on somebody's driveway and put them in place. So good stuff. So Tell me what. I mean, your job has nothing to do with retail, right?
Indirectly, it does.
Yeah.
Because it's all the same customers. We want to not only outfit them, but also educate them and inspire them. So it all blends together.
So you're training, basically. You're. I mean, not just, but you're teaching people how to ride a mountain bike and rock climb and paddle.
Yes. So we are a full functioning outdoor school. REI is actually the nation's largest outdoor education provider in the country. And so in Chattanooga, we have a range of classes that are held in store that are lecture based, very beginner friendly, as well as classes that are held outside. Again, very beginner friendly, but also progressional. So from learn how to ride a bike to mountain biking, road cycling, climbing, kayaking, paddling, about anything you can think of. Running, camping, hiking, map and compass.
Stand-up paddleboard camping?
Stand-up paddleboarding. We're working on the camping with you. We love the idea, so.
Yeah, it's
Coming along.
it's gotta happen. It's gonna catch on. It's gonna be one of the great new things that people do. I don't understand why they're not doing it now.
Yeah.
Stand-up paddle campaign.
Yeah.
Sup camping, whatever.
It'll be awesome.
Or any kind of camping on the water.
Any sort of,
Yeah. So
paddling, camping.
and so that is a staff of people that are trainers, right? Or
Yes, so
instructors.
we have about, I want to say it's exactly 14 or 15 instructors. And then we have myself as the outdoor programs and outreach coordinator, and we have an outdoor programs supervisor.
Now, do the instructors, is this just a side gig for them? Or
It is a part-time job, but during different times of the season, they're easily getting above part-time hours.
Cool, yeah. I can't remember the name of the guy that I ran into that was with this trail building thing I did that was an instructor in
Chattanooga?
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Super cool guy. Yeah, he loves the job.
Nice. Yeah, it's a great job.
Sounds cool. And you guys are connected.
Yes.
What's the connection with L2 outside?
I was gonna say, I think
you connected us initially.
Yeah, early on. And then, REI, when you guys came in for your grand opening, they did boards through L2 for the, like, you guys did a ton of stuff at all over the companies, but through
So
L2
we did
for
a free weekend or REI Play Days
Oh,
a
yeah.
few weeks before grand opening to introduce ourselves to the community and just to get people outside playing in the outdoors with us. So we partnered with L2 to
You also made
the
it
boards.
free to go up at Little Rock City.
Yes. So Little Rock City was free. There was free bike share all day. Free boarding at L2, and then we had an evening event each night on Saturday and Sunday.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. Did you came to one of those?
Yeah, one of the
Black tie tacos and tacos. Yeah,
It's really cool.
it was fun.
So what's the next step? So you're an average Joe that wants to learn how to mountain bike. You go to your class that's indoors. You go to an outdoor kind of workshop.
Yep.
So
So
you sell them a mountain bike. You hope.
we have mountain bikes, yes, and we also have bike maintenance classes. So we have a bike maintenance class here at OddStory on Thursday before opening at 3. Yeah, you didn't even know that.
I'm coming. Bring your own
and
bike.
then we have trail tests.
Drink beer and
Afterwards.
get your bike.
Yeah, so it doesn't
Nice.
bring your own bike. It'll be more of a lecture based. Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
So talk about what's going on here Thursday.
So Thursday we are having an event called Trail Chats at OddStory. So from 4 to 6, we would love to buy you a beer. And afterwards, starting at 6, we have representatives from Wild Trails. Guess who? We have the North Chit Creek Conservancy, the Southeastern Climbers Coalition, the Southeastern Conservation Corps, and Lula Lake Land Trust. I believe that might be it. Sorry, I'm blanking.
Mike's coming. Mike Pollock, right? Or is it
He might actually send Pat.
Pat? Okay.
Yeah, Pat and Brenna both will be here. Angie and Cody will both be here.
Pat and Brenna Kelly are. They've been building trails their whole life.
Oh, and Sorba will be here.
Okay, cool.
Yes. So we're just going to be talking about trails, new trail projects, how to be involved, best uses and practices of trails, Just trying to panel discussion to get the community involved with what's going on the trails.
Sweet. Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm not sure how it's going to go. I'm not sure what if I have to prepare for anything. I guess.
You're the one leading it.
Am I really?
Yeah, you're going to be the main MC.
Oh, great. Perfect. Can't wait. It's we do have an amazing community here when it comes to trail people that really know what they're doing. I mean, Sorba's built. I mean, they had a goal. I think it was in 10 years to build 100 miles of trails. And this was I don't know, it was 10 years ago, but it only took them like 7 or 8 years to build 100 miles of trails. And everybody back then, I was leading the charge of like, you guys are kidding to think for a second you're going to build 100 miles of trails in 10 years. Because it just, I mean, my experience is it takes a long time to build a trail. And I still have almost zero experience with the machines that there's kind of walk behind bulldozers that cut the tread and do a lot of the work for you. But I mean, that's the way most multi-use trails are built nowadays. And you can knock out a mile in a day, easy. But still, there's a lot of handwork, a lot of volunteers needed. So I just didn't think they'd ever do it. And they haven't even slowed down a bit. I mean, they've got so much they've done since then. I think they're working on another project at Enterprise South. And they're working on something at the W Road thing. And it's all it's a nonstop. Really great.
There will be trending his first downhill mountain biking park. Nice. Right off the W Road.
It's the most ridiculous thing.
That's exciting.
There's going to be broken bones every day.
It is. There's
not just once in a while,
fields.
but every freaking day.
There's bouldering fields and hiking there as well. So
yeah, it's really exciting.
It's super exciting.
It's not. What are you talking about? It's stupid.
Come on,
are you going to be doing it?
Oh, probably not.
that sounds kind of fun.
Oh yeah, I mean, I could see it on these. I came from the ski, something to do at a ski resort in the summer, and I could see it in Colorado because there's a lot of these ski resorts have these really cool gravel roads that go down. They fixed them so they're banked corners and turns and stuff. But here, there's straight down drop off things, and I mean it's just.
What's the little ridgelets that they build onto the ski slopes to help with all the snow on? Those are fun, just bunny hop down.
Sure. But from the trail running hiking perspective, it's also cool that they're going to build a ridiculously steep trail. I mean, that's one thing I think that's really missing because
there'll be a parking lot at the top.
For people that want to climb mountains, I want to go to Colorado and climb a 14er. You really need to do more than just kind of the basic trails we have around here. I mean, you need to do laps. I mean, the Kitty Trail is pretty steep. That's where most people go, I think. But we need some steeper trails. I mean, to be able to get some different muscle groups involved that you have to have when you're mountaineering or climbing. So, that's going to be a fun project. And Enterprise South caught wind of the W Road project. Now they want to do the same thing there.
Really? I didn't know that. That's awesome.
They didn't know that until 3 weeks ago. They had no clue that that's what they wanted to do. Hey, wait a minute, we want to be the first. It's like, well, you better jump on it because it's going to happen quick.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy. So you're all settled. You just moved, right? You just moved recently.
Yes.
But it's still temporary until you
yes.
kind of figure out where you want to live full time.
Exactly.
What's your big sport of choice?
My big what?
Sport of choice?
Oh, it changes all the time. Years ago it was skiing, and then it moves to rock climbing, and then I really enjoyed whitewater kayaking, but I feel like I can't say I do that anymore because I haven't done it this season yet. So I still need to get out there. Probably rock climbing. I enjoy it all. I dabble in everything.
It's not
master of none.
There's no real REI connection with whitewater rafting or kayaking. Right?
No, not indirectly. Confluent Sports. So we get our wilderness systems, perception, different kayaks from them. They also make Dagger and different things like that.
But you don't sell any.
We don't sell whitewater stuff. No, we don't sell whitewater stuff. So PFDs though, whistles. Yeah,
Whistles,
first aid.
important stuff.
Important things we still have.
Paddles, I guess. No.
I think we can special order whitewater paddles. Same
they're
brands.
different, Yeah.
Yeah, you guys probably have some like safety gear and stuff too, like
Yes.
helmets and stuff
Yeah,
like
we
that.
have some safety gear too. So yeah, but so indirectly so, but
And things are going well.
yeah, they're going
Cool.
very well, very well. So
Excellent.
been very welcomed to the community. It's great.
One thing I really appreciate about REI's approach is that you seem like you want to partner up with everyone,
Yes.
and which is
That's
really
what
cool.
we've been trying to do. We have a new cool series. I don't know if you heard about our REI Treehouse Club.
Oh yes.
So we
yeah.
partner with Treetop Hideaways, and the last Thursday of every month, we're doing an event out there. So next
Oh, nice.
week, Thursday, we're going to just have a movie night. The movie that was voted on was Homeward Bound.
Uh-huh.
So we'll have s'mores and hot dogs and Homeward Bound. And then the next month, we are actually doing a locals Dutch oven cook-off, and Lodge is helping us sponsor it. So I have a few chefs, but if you're a local chef out there and you want to be involved, please contact me. We're still looking for more chefs.
How do we contact you?
My email address is hswank@rei.com. So, or you can call the store and ask.
Cool. Your office is not at the store, right?
I am at the store. I'm just remote a few days a week as well.
Seems like you said something about.
We're still
you,
looking
you had
for some other
maybe some-
off-site places for the future.
Cool. Well, dig it. I'm a little bit nervous about Thursday, but it should be cool.
It'll be great. It'll be great.
Well, it's everybody that's anybody when it comes to trails. I mean,
Yeah.
certainly you have both of the Kellys involved. You have all the expertise.
Yes. It
Between the
should
two of
be
them,
great.
they know more about. I mean, obviously, the saying is true with them. They probably forgot about stuff that I'll never learn.
Yes.
It is a great couple that is. I don't know for sure how much they're doing right now around Chattanooga. I know that Brenna is doing a lot of stuff up at the Ocoee, Hiawassee area, working with them. But
Yes.
I think she's got 3 or maybe even 4 groups going out
Wow, that's amazing.
this year. Yeah, so that's
Sure,
all.
we'll hear about it.
Okay, so that is part of the. It's called Conservation Corps, but it's basically a direct descendant of the actual original Civilian Conservation Corps. I think it was AmeriCorps, and there's Youth Corps involved, and they just changed their name back to Conservation Corps recently. So we used to have one years and years ago, but yeah, she brought it back. So that'll be fun. Thursday, what time?
Thursday at 6, Trail Chat starts, but come for your complimentary beer between 4 and 6.
4 and 6. Cool. Nice. So Seth and I are going out, hopefully, to finish Lookout Creek. So we started, and I've been kind of whittling away with that for probably 2 years now, but getting Lookout Creek open from Trenton to downtown. And it used to be open back in I think somebody said in the 40s, there's an organization called the Water Scouts that had it cleared. So Boy Scouts on the water. But
By the way, if anybody knows someone that was a water scout that's around with
Yeah.
talk,
I'd love to hear it. Yeah, we want you on this podcast. If you know anything about Water Scouts, but I mean, I talked to a guy that said it probably wasn't here in the 60s for sure. But they had Lookout Creek open and cleared. You could paddle from Trenton to downtown. I think it's 25 miles or something like that. So our mission is, for sure by the end of the summer, we're going to have it open, but very good chance it could be open Thursday.
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it'll be a big day. So it may take a couple days. Hard to
It
say.
has been a little bit over, I think, a year and a half now, because it wasn't this past winter, but the winter before when we first went and started working on it.
Well, it's been at least 2 years. No, maybe more. Jared Kinden and I started in a canoe and kind of got the whole thing started with that. But then once I got into paddleboarding, stand-up paddleboarding, I realized that's the best craft because you're in and out of the water so much. Canoe sucks. I mean, it's horrible. Getting in and out of getting back in a canoe is almost impossible. You can't do it from the water. I mean, I guess you can, but it's just not easy. But stand-up paddleboard's the way to do it. Now we've got blow-ups thanks to L2, so we use chainsaws. So chainsaw with the blow-up stand-up paddleboard is probably not a great combination, but so far, it's worked. I did.
We take a lot of patch kits with us.
I didn't tell you I did nick it. Just
did you?
barely, yeah.
It didn't pop it or anything.
Did? No, I just barely grazed it. It wasn't hard.
Those boards have been amazing. We had these like boards made, L2 boards, 3 years ago now, and they've stood up amazingly. We had them like double ply, like wall and everything. So I don't think I've had to legitimately patch one of the boards, and it didn't go all the way through. I left it against this like cement pier for like 3 weeks, and it was just sitting there wearing away, and it wore through the like outer layer, and I had to like patch that up. But other than that, like,
That's awesome.
They've really held up.
That's awesome.
Sweet. Well, come Thursday, 4 o'clock. OddStory. What's the address? It's MLK and 336 MLK. MLK and Foster. Got it.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Randy. Thanks.
See you on Thursday.
Yep.
Thanks.